Yarny friends, welcome to part 4 of the Voyage Through My Yarn Wall. That has been inspired by the lovely young lady that I met at Michael's a couple weeks ago. So we are still looking at the acrylic yarn, but we are getting close to being finished with the acrylics. And so what are we going to look at today? Well, let's kind of move over here a little bit. And we're going to go up to the top. And we are going to check out the brown and black yarn. We've already looked at this yarn. It was originally down on the bottom, but I am moving it up here because if you remember, I talked about how originally in the middle back here on these shelves, those were designed to be my whips in progress. But unfortunately, they're housing yarn right now. So I'm going to try and go back to creating a row that has all of my whip yarn. So that's what this one is. So we're going to skip it, and then we're going to actually come down and look at the very next two that holds all of my blue acrylics. So if you're ready, then we're going to get started, and bon voyage! So I divided the brown, the grays, and the black yarn from one another. And so this is all of the black and gray acrylic yarn that I have. So let's dive in and see what we got. All right, so starting with the blacks first, I have 2 skeins of Mainstay. And at the time that I got these, I was not writing the date. So I know that they came from Walmart. And they were $1.97. These are Red Heart Super Savers, and I've had these for some time. And they're just the regular black, and I do not know when I purchased them or how much I paid for them, but I'm pretty certain that they were bought at Walmart. And then the last black that I have is a Red Heart Love Metallic. And of course, you know, with the acrylic, these particular ones here, all of these are for medium weight yarns. And this one is also a 4 medium weight yarn. And it's got a little bit of a sparkle to it. And at the time I bought this, I had someone who asked me if I would make them a headband, and they wanted it in the color black. And so that is what I originally bought this for, but they never called me back. So I think what I might do with this, since I have just the 1 skein, and that is so pretty, I think I'm just going to make a beanie hat with it. And might even try that pattern right there on the label. And just to make sure, it's actually 99% acrylic. And then it says 1% Autrice fibers. Or it says other fibers, excuse me. I was reading the other language. So let me show that to you right there. Hopefully that'll zoom in and you can see that and read it. All right, so then moving on to the grays, I have this skein. I don't even have the label for it. I don't know when I purchased it, where I purchased it, or how much I paid for it. Again, it's a Red Heart. I do know that. So more than likely this came from Walmart. All right, and then these are grays that I had left over from the gray hoodie that I just finished making for my older son. I still need to do a video display of it, and that will be coming up hopefully sometime this week or next week. But anyway, these were charcoal. It is by the Red Heart Super Saver, and it is a 4 medium weight yarn as well. And I had 2 of those left over. And then this also was from his hoodie, and this is called Anthracite. And it is a Red Heart Super Saver ombre, and it also is a 4 medium weight yarn. And I do not have the price written down on these, but I know that I bought them from Walmart and I paid $7.99 a skein for them. And I have one more. And then I also have a little bit of this charcoal. Oh, excuse me, I apologize. It is a little bit of this Super Saver ombre. If you'll look right in the center there, you can see the lighter gray. So that is all of the black and gray acrylic yarn I have. So give me 1 minute and we'll bring the brown in. Here are the brown acrylic yarns that I have. A good many of these I purchased to work on the Jada and Stitches 2019 calendar folk art blanket that we will be looking at soon, and I am going to finish before 2020 is over with. So looking at the brown yarn that I have, this first one is just called Brown, and it is a Red Heart Super Saver. I honestly have never seen this label before on the Red Heart, and it's actually an 8-ounce skein, and all the skeins I've ever seen were 7-ounce skeins. And even looking back, like even at the label looks really different from what I've always seen. And what I find even interesting is right here where it says the dye lot and color, it says always matches. And you know, anyone who knows anything about yarn, that whenever the dye lot changes, it can actually change the colorway just a little bit. So I find that really interesting. But I purchased this skein from a Goodwill, and it went out on the floor March 7th of this year. So it couldn't have been too long, you know, after March. In fact, I know that I didn't go in any stores in March and the first part of April. So it had to have been the last part of April that I got this, maybe even the first part of May in the Goodwill. And I paid 92 cents for it. So anyway, but I found that interesting with the label. And yeah. And I'm just looking just to make sure. And it's really interesting about this particular label because I don't even see where it puts a weight on it. Like it doesn't even show a 4 medium weight. And like, you know how, let me take a look at this one. Yeah. So this is a newer label. So I'm just going to show it to you to compare. On the newer labels, see how it shows the skein and it shows which direction to pull from depending on how you want to pull the yarn. On this one, where did it go? Oh, this is it. It's a description. It's not even a picture. And it says, to start first, pull yarn in out from the inside of the end of the skein. Then pull yarn from this end and continue working with it. So this must be like a very older Red Heart yarn. So it would be interesting if some of my season yarn friends recognize this and can offer any more insight onto it. It says it's 100% virgin acrylic fiber, machine washable and dryable. It's a 4-ply yarn. And let's see what else interesting it says. That's given the knitting gauge. We've already read about that the color always matches. It says Coats and Clark Incorporated. It's a fiber from England. It was finished in the USA of fiber from England. Coats and Clark Incorporated, Jacksonville, Florida. And then it gives the care instructions. Moth-proof, non-allergenic, color fast, shrink-proof. And there's an Afghan pattern on reverse. So that was interesting. So yeah, just brown. But yeah, if you know anything or you recognize this and can kind of give like a date, like an age, you know, like how long ago maybe this red heart particular labels and stuff were made, please share. That will be interesting. Little yarn history or trivia at this point. All right, so moving on to this next color that we had pulled out a minute ago. It is the colorway Cafe. I got it from Walmart for $3.44. And it is indeed a 7-ounce skein, 198 grams, 364 yards. It is a medium 4-weight yarn. And it is definitely 100% acrylic. Right there. All right. And then moving on, I have some of these yarn inspirations. Karen 1 pound. And this is in the colorway Espresso. I got this from Michaels. It's normally $9.99. I got it for $4.97 in April of this year. It is a 16-ounce skein, 453.6 grams or 812 yards. And it is indeed 100% acrylic. These I got from the same place. They actually have the clearance sticker. $4.97 was $9.99. Hopefully you can see that. This is in the colorway, it's called Lace. Let's see if you can see that. Yep, right there. And again, I got this in April of this year. It is Yarn Inspirations Karen 1 pound. And it's the same ounces and yardage that I read on the last one. And I have another one that I got exactly like it. And after doing the Jada and Stitches folk art blanket and how much brown I used in that, it just was a deal I couldn't pass up. They were basically half off. So, and as you can see, I didn't really have a lot of brown, so I was excited to find those 3 skeins. All right, this is a Red Heart Super Saver as well. And this is in the color Buff. And this was one that I had bought for that Jada and Stitches folk art calendar blanket. I don't know exactly where I got it from. I do know that it was in July of 2019 that I bought it, because that's when I was really working on the trees and stuff for that folk art blanket. So unfortunately, I know the time frame. I don't know where I got it or how much, but at that point in time, it was either Joann's or Michaels or AC Moore that I got it from. And then this one here was one that I had also bought for that folk art blanket. And it is in the colorway Cafe. So, seems like I had another one that was Cafe. Oh. Maybe this one here. It is. So more than likely, I bought those together at Walmart for $3.44. And here is the label on it. Although they are clearly different, because see how the cafe is written there and then the cafe is written there. Hopefully you can see that. And that is all of the brown yarn. So if you'll give me just a minute, we'll move on to blue. So here are all of my blue acrylic yarns. Quite a bit, but I am working on the Elvis blanket and it does require a lot of this navy blue. So that's where some of this is going. So speaking of that, it is soft navy. Most of this I bought at Joann's. It normally is $3.69 and I got it for $2.50 on October 27th, 2019. And this is in the soft navy. And I have quite a bit of that. Whoops. And I just dropped one. All of this is soft navy in the small skein. And then back here, I have 4 soft navies. Let me put these back in here. That I got from Walmart. I paid $5.84 on August 26th of 2018 for these. Now these I did not get for the Elvis blanket. At the time that I bought these smaller skeins, these were in the bottom of the armoire over back here behind me, and in the bottom of the armoire it's like down and there's nothing in the front, so I had them in baskets in the bottom of that armoire and couldn't quite see them, which is why I ended up with my yarn wall, so I could actually see what I have, so that I didn't go out and buy what I already had. So now I know. And so that's kind of the reason too why I also have some of the yarn that I have, is because I would start a project and then I would buy yarn not knowing what was in the bottom of the armoire. So I'm very, very thankful to have my yarn nook and my yarn wall so I can actually see what is on it. And as we go through this little journey voyage, I'm actually organizing them even better than I had already. So I am very, very thankful to the young lady that I met at Michael's. So again, there was 3 more of those skeins left. And so we'll just put these over here to the side. And then I have also 2 skeins of the royal blue, and I got these at Walmart for $3.44 on June 16th of 2019. And I also have this little cake that I wound of the royal that I had already used some of. All right, and then this one here is called Azul. I got it from Walmart for $2.94 on April 5th of 2019. And I also have a cake of some started. And then I have this real teal that I bought from Michael's for $3.79 on July 27th of 2019. And I also have a cake. Oh wow, the lighting makes that look almost like a cobalt blue, but it is actually a teal. So I'm hoping when this actually airs that it shows it in the right color. It's so funny how the lighting has changed that. So, all right. And then the last 2 colors, or the last 2 skeins I have, is the same color, and it's called Turquoise, and I got it from Walmart for $5.84. on April 5th, 2019. And unlike these smaller skeins that are 7 ounces, these are 14 ounces, which is 396 grams, 744 yards. So, and again, that lighting makes this look like a baby blue, and it is definitely an aqua color. All right, and then the only other skein I have is this one here, and it's called Delft Blue, and it was purchased at Walmart for $2.94 on April 10th of 2019. So that is all of the blue acrylic yarn, which I think hands down, maybe other than white, blue is the color that I have the current most of. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this part of going through my yarn wall. And until the next part of our journey, I wish you the best. Stay joyful, stay crafty in your own way, and make your own joyful creations. Bye, guys.